Hey, it's Karen from Scarlette Coaching, and I am here to share an awesome, potentially life-saving tip with you. So, a few years ago, I was playing a gig in London. It was a really cool gig, but quite intimidating. One of those nights when you could literally hear a pin drop. And I was playing with a percussion player. We'd never played a gig together before, but we had a rehearsal, went great. We were both pretty nervous because, like I say, it was a very, very intimate gig, really, really quiet, quite daunting. Anyway, so we were doing the gig, everything was going great until we got to Jolene. Now, I do a really moody version of Jolene. It's much, much slower than Dolly Parton's version. I actually play with a foot tambourine as well, so I'm stamping out the beat. Anyway, so we started playing the song, and I realised very, very quickly that the percussionist was playing way too fast. Now, obviously, in that scenario, there's not much that I could do. I was trying to get his attention, trying to, get him to calm down, to slow down, but trying to do it in a non-obvious way so the audience didn't realize what was going on. Anyway, so my foot tambourine part comes in the chorus. So we were doing the verses, which were really, really fast. By the time we got to the chorus, I basically ended up doing this mad sort of looked like some kind of Irish jig where I was, using my foot for the foot tambourine part. Got through the song. I don't think anyone in the audience really realised how tough it was, but I was kind of like jumping up and down on the spot, felt like I was rapping, really uncomfortable. And, by the end of the song, I was absolutely exhausted. I was out of breath, and I had another 5, 6 songs to get through. Really not ideal. So, guys, this tip will hopefully prevent that from ever happening to you. It's super, super simple, but helps stop the song kind of ending up like a runaway train. So if you are playing on your own, as in you're accompanying yourself with a guitar or a piano, just take a second before the song starts, before you start playing the song, to actually hear it in your head. Hear the tempo in your head, hear yourself singing it, or hear the recording. Now, as you're kind of running through the song in your head, just start kind of like quietly tapping your foot, and that's going to give you the tempo. Now, here's the really important part. I would then actually recommend that as you're doing that, you take a couple of deep breaths. And if you're nervous, actually start a little bit slower, because what happens when we're in the gig, we're really, really, our nerves are there, adrenaline is firing all over our bodies. There's a tendency to play faster than you normally would anyway. So just taking these few seconds to just breathe, just calm down, set the tempo in your head before you start playing can really, really help stop the song ending up like a runaway train. Likewise, if you start the song and you realize pretty soon that it is too fast, you have control. You're playing for yourself, you're singing. So again, just take a few deep breaths as you're singing, and just very gradually slow it down a little bit. That's absolutely fine. Now, if you are playing with a band, or another musician, again, super, super simple tip you can use. And a lot of professional drummers do this anyway, or, in my opinion, they should. And that's just have a note of the tempo. So, if it's 100 BPM, just have it on the set list. So you've got the tempo set of the song. Have your guitarist or other musician just have a very, very simple metronome app on their phone, or an actual little digital metronome. They can have that connected with a pair of headphones, and they can actually just very, very quickly for each song have a quick listen to the tempo and set the tempo. Now, super, super simple tips, and they kind of sound obvious, but I've heard, bands that are playing in sold out arenas play songs way too fast if they're not playing to track. So does sound simple, but make sure you do it, because it just helps kind of stop these small things that we can control from ruining an entire gig. Anyway, hope that tip helps, hope it serves, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Take care.